saving time has messed me up, man. It's 7:27 right now.
Yeah. If it was yesterday, it'd be 7:27. Yeah, and it won't be almost 8 o'clock.
God, I'm gonna wake up at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
In the morning?
In the morning, because I automatically kind of wake up around 4, so it's gonna be 3.
All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and bear attacks. My name is Brent, aka Boo Up. I'm here with my man's Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
I just had a lot of nachos, and my stomach is kind of gurgling, so if you just... if it goes quiet all of a sudden, you know why. But basically, speaking of those bear attacks, yeah, I didn't survive my encounter with the bear, the legendary bear. I panicked, I ran around a rock, and I totally forgot about Deadeye. I should have realized that, but yeah, I can't make rational decisions like your video where you're able to rationally, make the call to kill the bear.
You know what I noticed about myself in video games, and I think I realized this with Hollow Knight more than ever. I think I've just had this tendency this whole time playing video games is just offense 100% regardless, dude.
And so like all in.
Yeah, and I think I have Bloodborne maybe to blame for that, man, because if you get hit, as long as you keep attacking, then you can heal, right?
Yeah.
So I think I only realized this in Hollow Knight because I was getting my ass kicked by a boss in Hollow Knight I think I talked about it here for a little bit, for like 2 hours, and I realized it's because I was concentrating too much on just trying to hit him, and I wasn't concentrating on dodging anything. So after I changed up a little bit and I was a little bit more patient, and instead of just swinging as much as I could, I made it so I was just hitting him with my charged attacks. That's when I beat him. So that's what really made me realize I need to tone down on the offensive mindset, dude.
So when someone attacks you, you're like,
yeah.
You're attacking right back.
Because that's the same thing. Yeah, regardless if I'm getting hit, I'm just gonna keep on hitting, and hopefully they die before I die. And that's been my mentality, even in Monster Hunter. Now that I think about it, because the way I have all my stuff set up is if I hit, then I get healed back, right? I have kind of like that Bloodborne build in Monster Hunter, so that's why I can't block with the longsword, but I kind of dodge here and there, but I'll be mainly attacking even when I shouldn't be, just because I know it's going to heal me, and because of my offensive mindset. So I think with the bear that you saw there, dude, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to shoot it as much as I can.
I know, that was so calmly well shot, too. It's just like, I'm going to get up after being mauled, and, I have 1 life left, so let me just slowly pull out my gun and shoot directly his head like 10 times.
Well, yeah, man, I feel like everyone has that same experience with that bear, though. Because I thought I had the drop on him. I saw him from a far away, and I was like, yes, let me take a shot. Wait, my aim isn't perfect. Okay, let me readjust. And all of a sudden,
he was on top of you already.
Yeah, man. That's so crazy, dude. But yeah, a lot happened this week in video games, man. So we won't idle around too much. First and foremost, the PlayStation Classic. I think this got announced like 2 weeks ago. We kind of skipped over it though because Red Dead hype. But the PlayStation Classic, they released like the full set of games. I think initially they just had Final Fantasy VII, Wild Arms on there. What else did they have? Maybe Resident Evil they showed us, and Tekken 3. And the rest were like a mystery, and everybody was wondering what they would put on there. Everybody kind of had their wish list. And they came out with the full list, and it's kind of disappointing, yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe they put on like the greatest hits of all time kind of thing, and they just compiled a vote of what people would like. I don't know. So to me, I wasn't even hyped when they even initially announced it. So I think I was more hyped with the Nintendo, because that, it would be nice to play a 2-bit game onto HD TV. But PlayStation stuff, I think you can just download it from the PlayStation Store and call it a day and play it on your PS4.
For some games, yeah, for sure. And I mean, for most of these games, if you still have the disc, you can just pop it in your PlayStation 3, which has HD, and it upscales it for you. So I think we were talking about it earlier, man. More people grew up with the SNES and NES, so I think those would be way more successful, right? Not too many people had PlayStations, I don't think, because there was a big split between that and N64, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what it is. This just isn't hitting. Plus, it's not like the games on PlayStation were the best. You know, it was still kind of awkward 3D turtle during that time. Maybe Tekken was the best graphics you had on there, or Gran Turismo. That's crazy. Gran Turismo wasn't on there. Don't you think that was a PlayStation staple? I think if it was me, I would have took out a bunch of these games. I would have put in Armored Core. Armored Core should definitely be on there. Maybe Crash Bandicoot. Doesn't make sense because they just had the remaster. Tony Hawk, dude.
Oh yeah,
Tony Hawk. That was a big one. Yeah, Gran Turismo, Tomb Raider. Yeah, why wouldn't you put Tomb Raider on there?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because that's like an OG PlayStation game. Buster Groove. Maybe I'm just saying Buster Groove for revenge.
Hey, yeah, because I beat you guys. Yeah, I remember. I totally remember beating you guys.
By cheaping it up. It wasn't.
No.
It was definitely a cheap way of winning. What else? Parappa. Maybe Colony Wars. Colony Wars was a good game. I don't know if you ever played that. It's like a space shooter. You're a pilot in space shooter game. I played that actually a lot on PlayStation. So funny story. There was a lot of cheat codes in that game, right? And there's cheat codes on. I think you could kill everybody in one shot. Is the cheat code? You know, you still have to hit them with your lasers, but as long as you hit them once, their ship blows up. And this counted for everybody. So you would be in a space battle and there'd be like, you know, carrier ships, like big ass ships in there too. So if you miss the little ship you're shooting at and accidentally hit the carrier ship behind it, you blow up the entire carrier ship. It was kind of ridiculous, you know?
Wow.
And this game was crazy. It was, I don't know so much for the first one, but the second Colony Wars for sure. It was kind of like a choose your own adventure type shit. Not really, but it just depended on if you were successful or if you failed a mission. I think, you know, if your first mission was to defend the convoy and you defended it properly, then you got promoted and you went to a different mission, as opposed to if you failed it or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this game had a bunch of endings, and my favorite ending that I always got, because I would use that cheat code, would be I would become like a rebel or something. And my ending was me getting executed because I blew up too many of my own guys. I still remember the ending to this day. I'm like in a cell and there's like a little bird, you know, in the window of my cell, and I'm like reaching out to him. But then I like get executed and the bird flies away or some shit like that.
Shit.
I was like, wow. It's a very beautiful and depressing ending, man. That one stuck to me. Yeah, it was crazy because I think the last boss ship you fight in that game is like the Death Star, you know, and you're not even supposed to get remotely close to this thing or else it blows you up. And it's funny because it warps in right in front of you. So if you have that cheat code on, you just shoot one laser shot and the whole thing just blows up. And he goes, "We did it, guys. Yeah." It's supposed to be after a long battle and shit. And you just win. That game is so broken. But yeah, see, that one I think would have been a good candidate to put in there. If anything, yeah, Armored Core would have been so good, dude.
They need to make a VR version for Armored Core. I think I would enjoy that a lot. Like you're in the cockpit.
That'd be sick, man. They need to get those, like the actual cockpit, like we were messing with at PAX, dude. They need to bring those back, dude.
I know, where you have to like turn on the ignition, flip a bunch of switches in order to get your guy going. If they made the actual gameplay like more robust, then I think that would definitely take off.
Yeah, yeah. Because a big thing about Armored Core 2 was just customizing your mech as well.
Yep.
Because I remember fighting.
I
thought I was badass. You know, I was like that tank, and I just did long range shit. You know.
Yeah.
Couldn't move around too much, but I was like blowing people up. And then there's one mission where you fight like Gundam Strike or something. He has like legs, moves real fast, and has a sword and shit. He fucked me up. So I was like, all right, I gotta rethink my strategy here. It took me like a whole day to rebuild a mech.
The mech. I think I made my guy like super skinny, but he had 2 Gatling guns on his arms, and on his shoulders it was like a bunch of missiles, and I was just like flying all the way around all those people. So that was my cheap way of winning, just shooting from afar, having the, like 6 missiles lock on to him, and while he's dodging the 6 missiles, I have like 2 Gatling guns shooting at him at the same time.
You're fucking Troa, man.
That's what I was trying to aim for.
Fucking heavy arms, dude. Man.
Exactly.
I watch Gundam Wing again, dude. Gundam Wing was so good. Well, yeah. They just need to come out with the Gundam games here in America. Side note. Like, that trailer was crazy last year during Tokyo Game Show.
Oh, where the guy, like, jumps in his own cockpit?
Yeah.
Or a random cockpit, and he's, like, activating everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to that game? That game didn't take off?
No, I think it only came out in Japan. I don't think it came out over here, man. Which is a shame, because I think it should, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. What would be on your wish list for this thing? Like, what PlayStation game would you absolutely want to play?
Xenogears.
Okay. Okay. That's not bad.
Busted Groove, Tony Hawk, especially. I played that demo. I only had the demo and just played the shit out of it because it came from Little Caesars.
Is it the, oh, okay, yeah, Little Caesars demo. I was about to say Pizza Hut, but all the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, man. I would throw Resident Evil 2 on there. But maybe... See, a lot of these, I think, is because there's a remake.
A remake coming out. So.
Or a remake has come out. That's probably why Crash Bandicoot wasn't on here. Or Spyro. Because Crash has a remaster out, and then Spyro is about to have one come out, too.
Yeah.
So, my ultimate wish would be... Dude, if Brave Fencer Musashi was on there, just totally buy that shit. I don't even care. I just buy it for that one game, dude. Maybe what? Parasite Eve, maybe? That was a good game.
Yeah. I think I had a couple of wallpapers of that, even though I don't like scary shit.
It was just the cutscenes that were kind of scary. The gameplay was all right. It was like a third-person shooting, but turn-based. I wonder why that didn't take off. That was actually kind of cool. Because then you had to have... There was like a sphere around you, right? And depending what gun you were using, that's how far you could shoot or how accurate. It's like VATS, I guess, from Fallout. Damn, why didn't that take off, actually? That's actually really fun. Should play that shit again.
Yeah, you should play that. Yeah.
I'm sure it won't be as scary now, dude.
I don't know that. You know, like our imaginations will take off. When you showed me that one VR thing, I already knew it was going to be scary. But I was like squinting my eyes, and then all of a sudden that face popped up. Dude, I think I woke up like an hour later after I fell asleep that day. And I told Dustin, I was like, dude, I had a nightmare.
See, that's one thing about VR is like, because you can have those jump scares where it's like a person in front of you and they just show up in front of you right away. You could always turn your head, you know, and not see it. And the thing with VR is like they could do those effects where no matter where you look, that image is there. So you can turn away, but the image is still there with that face. Fuck that, dude.
Exactly.
I think that was in your game too, man. VR chat. That's fucked up, dude.
Exactly. I need to buy VR though. I think it's going to be on sale for Black Friday. Are you going to still get a TV for Black Friday?
Yes, I almost bought a TV today, actually. So
what? For Red Dead, I bet.
Yeah. The TV I want was down to maybe $300 instead of like $450 or something like that. But I just send me the thing, actually, man. Send me the Black Friday sales.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, send me those, man. I'll look. What else is going on, man? So, I mean, PlayStation Classic. I don't know. I wouldn't buy it. $100. They could leave that alone, man. Unless they came out with other games or maybe different download packs for other games you could play. I think I'm chilling for now. I mean, you would think someone would see this too and be like, oh man, Grand Theft Auto is gonna be on there. Let me pick that up. I don't think they'll realize that Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation 1 was kind of crazy. It was like top down.
Top down
Yeah,
looking.
man.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like you're playing with toys. Oh, Metal Gear Solid's on there, so I guess that's a plus, man. But yeah, nah, not enough for me to buy it. Siphon Filter's on there, which is a good nostalgia trip. Side note on Siphon Filter, I think it's the first game where you could use a taser. So you shoot the little electric string at someone, and then however long you hold the button is how long they get shocked, you know? I remember, though, if you held it for too long, they would just blow up in fire. They would just, like, internally combust and just start being a fireball and just run around, dude. It's the greatest. I would always headshot people and use the fucking... and just hold down the button to shock them, and they would just turn into a fireball, dude. That was always fun in that game. But yeah, man. No, I'm cool on that for now, dude. If I won the lotto, maybe I'd buy one, but not today. Not non-lotto winning Brent, dude. There was a big, huge Nintendo Direct all for Smash Bros. Ultimate, dude. And I think for the first time in any gaming like title, Ultimate is justified here. This game has 20 million characters, dude. I don't know how they're doing it, man.
60, I think 60 something characters, 65 characters, and yeah, and they keep adding. It seems like they keep adding, even though they're like, okay, this is the last of it. There's gonna be no more, and they're like, surprise, we're adding this guy. We're gonna throw this guy as a trophy, and we're adding this, and I'm like, okay, that's cool and all. I guess you can just build a core game and then build upon it.
There you go, yeah.
Adding characters infinitely, but what I'm still concerned is like, how are we going to be able to play together? Is the online going to be good enough to play? And if not, then how are we going to connect that GameCube adapter stuff? So
for the controller,
people, yeah. So I just want to get the game, let everyone know that I'm still broken, beat everybody, and call it a day.
Because that shit don't make no sense, man. I think even in the Nintendo Direct, right? They said, "Oh, buy our USB dongle so you can plug your dock into the Ethernet cord." Like, what the fuck? Why don't you just put an Ethernet input like plug on the dock already? That shit don't make no sense, right?
Exactly.
That, and then you can also use your USB dongle to attach your GameCube controller. You're like, wait, there's not enough USB dongles in this shit anymore. Using it for internet and thing, it's ridiculous. But this game looks so robust, man. Yeah, there's, like you said, 60 some characters. That, and then there's trophies too, which they might as well be characters in the fucking game, dude. Because I think they showed there's a Guile trophy, an assist trophy that's out there, and he has his own moveset from Street Fighter. So holy shit, dude, just let him be a character you could choose.
Yeah,
just do your somersault kick all day. That'll be your up B. I mean, come on, so easy, dude.
They should have Guile doing the somersault kick all the way upward, so whoever gets caught in it will just go slowly upward to their death.
That'd be so broken. He'd be the most broken character. All you'd have to do is just hold down back and then up B to do your up attack, dude. Just fuck everybody up. I mean, that's how Guile players play anyways in Street Fighter 2.
Exactly.
Sonic booms until someone gets close. Oh, let me do my somersault. It's just fucking broken. Ken is a character now, which, I mean, easy call. It's a variant of Ryu who's already in the game. I don't know who Incineroar is. It's a Pokemon I never played in a game with. Again, I've only played in Red and Blue, so my Pokemon knowledge is super limited, even with playing Pokemon Go, dude. Speaking of, my wrist still hurts. We tried to 4-man Giratina today, dude.
I know. Yeah, I think we always got down to the last little tiny smidge of the health bar, and I don't know. It would cheat, like it would just the timer would stop at 5 seconds and say, "Oh, you guys suck," and redo it again. But I don't know. We tried it 3. I think it was 3 times we attempted it on the same raid, and we're parked in front of a church, so nothing suspicious. But basically, we didn't get Giratina, and I was like kind of sad. I was like, damn it, dude! I thought we had the A team going on, and I think it's just not to blame anybody, but like my cousin's Pokemon. I was like, oh darn it! I didn't transfer him like strong enough Pokemon to keep going, because once his team got wiped, the first team, he just had like level 1500 and below. Join the fight, and I was like, fuck, this is not enough.
Yeah, it's all good though. We almost had, literally, if we had one more person in there, then we would have been good to go, man.
Yep.
But yeah, we got, what is it, another week and a half, another 2 weeks to catch them, so there'll be more opportunities for sure. But you said you were concerned about the multiplayer in Smash Bros.
Smash.
I always thought that was going to be weird too, because how's that going to be set up? Not everybody plays stock. Some people play, what is it, the time, and whoever gets more knockouts within the time limit, people do that as well. So I guess what happens is, before you jump into multiplayer, you set what rules you want to play under, and then it tries to match you up with someone that wants to play under the same rules, which is kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
If someone wants to do 3 stock, but you want to do 5 stock, not everybody's going to know. What if you have an awkward number like, I want a 4 stock with a 5-minute time limit? That's a fucking weird-ass set of rules with a Smash Ball. Nobody else is going to have those rules, dude. But they have that. They have the lobbies just like in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, where a bunch of people can join a lobby and then spectate or get in line to fight the winner all online and stuff like that. So it's pretty robust, man. They got a lot of features on it. They got this new spirit system, which I think is basically getting the trophies like in previous games, or like catching Pokemon, because as soon as you unlock a spirit, then you can equip it and it powers up the character you're using. I have no idea, dude. It just looks like a collectible type game mode. So they can get people addicted to the game and trying to grind out shit,
Yeah.
My thing is, it's kind of like, maybe there must be better comparisons, but it might be like Destiny, where people grind out for rare guns and things like that, rare armor pieces, and this one you want to grind out for rare spirits. Because at the same time, you can break down a spirit and craft something new, so you'd want to get that spirit again to keep crafting. I have no idea how it's going to work, man. It just looks insane. The way they explained it didn't make too much sense to me. But I think it's just like catching Pokemon, essentially, and crafting stuff. Which it's a good thing I'm not too into Smash Bros. Because if it's any indication, I like hunting and grinding out for stuff too much, like in Red Dead, dude. I found a way to play Red Dead for over 20 hours, maybe even over 30 hours. And I've gone through like 10 story missions, dude. Because of all this side shit and hunting and all that stuff, man. But we'll get to that later. There's a story mode too, so this game's gonna be huge, man. They announced a bunch of DLC characters that they're gonna have in the future as well. So you might get your money's worth for this fucking game, man. It's kind of crazy, and that's why I'm saying this deserves the ultimate name. I think when they made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, this is kind of the idea they had. It just didn't turn out that way. If they really wanted to be infinite, they would make it so you could switch between a tag team match or a 3-person match like it was before, right?
Yeah.
You could have a person just be an assist character or something like that as well. They would just make the options way bigger, offer all the characters and things like that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know why they didn't do it like that, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. Same thing with, what's that game called? Soul Calibur. That new game that just came out? That one seems like an ultimate as well, because you can just make any character you want to in that fucking game.
Yeah, people are making like a shit ton of like troll characters. I was like, oh my god.
They put 2B in that fucking game too, man. Which is insane, dude. It's kind of like the perfect character to put in that game, though. Alongside Geralt as the visitor, as the guest characters and things in that. I think now more than ever, and this might be the same case with the PlayStation Classic too. I think it's kind of a tangent, but IP intellectual properties and licenses are fucking all over the place, dude. I think the one that comes to mind the most easily is Spider-Man, right? That's why, and X-Men too. That's why for a long time we knew Spider-Man wasn't going to be in the Avengers for a little bit, or the X-Men weren't going to be in the Avengers for a little bit, or Fantastic Four for that matter, because they were all owned by Fox. Meanwhile, the rest of the Marvel Universe was owned by
Marvel.
Yes, Disney. So it's like you knew that stuff was never going to mix. This might be the case for what's happening on the PlayStation Classic. Maybe they can't have Tony Hawk because they don't want to pay for the soundtrack in that game. You know what I mean? They don't want to put Buster Groove because they don't want to pay for the music. They don't want to put Colony Wars because of some voice actor that still wants to get paid off of it or something like that, or they don't know who owns the rights to what game. So that might be the case for all this stuff. Same thing with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I don't see how it's not hurting fucking Smash Bros though, dude, because everyone and their mom is in this game. I mean, in what other video game is Snake gonna fight Mario, dude? That's kind of wild.
I thought they tried to do that PlayStation All-Star stuff, but what happened to that? And I don't know what is going on. So yeah, well, Nintendo's winning.
What happened to it was Smash Bros is already a great game, so why would you try to copy it? Plus, the gameplay was kind of weird. I think the goal in that was to just play up for the Smash Ball, because that was the only way you could kill a person in that game or knock them out, was if you got the Smash Ball. It didn't matter what you did throughout the entire game, but as long as you got the Smash Ball, that's what won you the game, which I think is what broke it up in that one. Plus, yeah, Smash Bros is that great of a game that who cares, dude?
Are you gonna get Smash?
I don't think so. I think I'll still be playing, because that comes out, what, December?
Yeah, like I think the start of December.
Yeah, man, I think I'll still be playing Red Dead by then, dude. I think I'll barely finish the game by then, man. But it looks fun. I mean, I applaud them for really being the ultimate, dude. Like a lot of fighting games could learn from that. A lot of games in general could learn from that, dude, because, you know, as we've seen this weekend and in the past, sometimes infinite doesn't mean infinite, dude. Like with Diablo Infinite, RIP to Blizzard, man.
Yeah, they all like booed the guy off the stage. I don't even know how would you like keep the audience entertained. You get them all hyped up, and now they're angry, so you have an angry mob, and then you have to keep going on with the show and explain more about how awesome this mobile game is to the audience. I don't know. I would just like stop and like, okay, we're gonna take a break, everyone. I'll be right back, and then I would just like quit my job that same day or something.
Just do like fucking the Japanese, and in those like press conferences where they have to apologize and shit, like Toyota when the Priuses were fucking up. Just stand up there and bow for just like 5 minutes, and everybody's just taking flash photos of them and shit, man.
I would bow and do like 360.
No, you gotta put yourself on a turntable and bow, and then just let it spin you.
You have to stay down.
Yo, thinking about that would be hard to balance, dude. If you're bowing and you're just spinning the whole time, it'd be hard to balance, man.
Or we increase the speed so you're going really fast. Oh my god.
Something short of seppuku, man. You just fucking kill yourself over that shit, dude. That'd be crazy.
I know. I was surprised, like what they got all upset because it wasn't what they wanted. So.
Well, they hyped it up for what it's worth. I think on the BlizzCon, because that's where this got announced. That was at BlizzCon. That happened over the weekend. They hyped it up to be some huge thing. Like, oh, everybody get ready for a big Diablo announcement. And Diablo fans are crazy, right? They just want Diablo 2 remake to come out, or Diablo 4, something, And when you all of a sudden put out, oh, hey guys, we're going to put out Diablo Immortal, and it's only on mobile, I'd be pissed too, man.
Shoot, yeah.
Like, what if they did, hey guys, Red Dead 2 is coming out, and it's a mobile game? I would fucking be pissed, dude. I'd be pissed. Oh, no, I have a real life comparison. When they announced Statesman was going to be in a MOBA, I was fucking pissed,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get how they feel now. I booed. I disliked the video, dude.
I think that's how Kingdom Hearts people felt too. They're like forever waiting for that announcement for number 3, but they kept saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna release this Kingdom Hearts mobile game, and then we're gonna release Chain of Memories. And we're gonna release anything but number 3."
We're gonna release 2.5. 2.8.
2.8. We're getting closer. You know what? Let's go back. 1.5 remix. 1.5 dream drop distance.
Holy shit, man. Well, yeah, I get it, dude. It's so flagrant, man, too. Because I don't know how or why they allowed people to ask questions at this shit in the middle of your press conference, dude. But they let people ask questions. And people were like, "Oh, hey, is this an April Fool's joke?" And they would just try to say, "No, this is for real, man. Come on." Like, don't you vet these people before you give them a microphone? Come the fuck on. You're just killing your people up there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So RIP. I mean, to be honest, I haven't even looked at the gameplay. For all it's worth, this could be a good mobile game. But just because people hate it so much, I'm on the fucking hate train, dude.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think the biggest offense that they did was someone asked, if there was any plans to release Diablo Infinite on PC. And the dude arrogantly said, like, no, we don't have any plans. It's going to be on iOS and Android devices. It won't be on PC. That's when people started to boo, right?
Boo, yeah.
And then he goes, what? You guys don't have cell phones? Just in a disconnected, like, arrogant tone, man. And I think that touched a lot of people the wrong way. And you got to think who you're really talking to, right? People at BlizzCon, those are diehard Blizzard fans, diehard Diablo fans. I think this mobile game is catered to a casual fan, I think any mobile game is catered to a casual fan. So don't even announce this at fucking BlizzCon. Announce it, throw a YouTube video on your Facebook page or something, where people who would play that mobile game would enjoy it. I think they gave it too much hype is all they did. They overhyped it. They put all their ducks in a basket or eggs in a basket before they knew what to do with that shit, man.
If I got disrespected on stage like that, I'd be like, okay, I'm out of here, guys. I quit.
Man,
walk right out.
You gotta think that guy really thought Diablo Infinite was gonna be cool, man. Wait, is it Infinite or is it Immortal?
Immortal.
There you go. Diablo
Watching the
Immortal.
trailer right now.
You gotta think. Oh, and it's a CG trailer, which is cheating. That gives you no indication of what the gameplay is like. But yeah, man. You got to think that guy thought he was hot shit, and he was up there bearing his balls to the world, and we were gonna enjoy them. Nope, yep. Not mobile balls out here, sir. Not today.
I know. It's like, why would you compare that kind of audience with PC? You've been releasing all the games for PC. You invite these guys that have been playing on console and PC, and you're like, psych, we're going to release it on mobile. Mobile devices. That's like inviting PlayStation fans and then, intertwining with Switch, Switch game or something like that.
Yeah. Because I get it. I get where you can make a lot of money on mobile games. Well, you can make a lot of money on mobile games, period, right? I mean, just look at Fortnite. You know what I mean? You can play that on your iPad. You can play that on any console altogether. And they're making metric fuck tons of money. You know what I mean? So I get the appeal on why you would want to put your game out on mobile, throw a shit ton of microtransactions into it. Shit, Nintendo did it as well with Animal Crossing, right? They made that a mobile game before they made it an official Switch game. So
I can understand, like, if it's going backwards, from mobile to Switch, then, like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But going from
PC.
advanced graphics to back to mobile, it's like not everyone is going to be playing video games hardcore on the mobile device. So, I'm looking at the trailer. got minus 1,000 likes, 2,000 likes, and 200 people gave it a thumbs up. So that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
RIP, man. What was more disliked before that? There was another video that, like a video game video, that was more disliked before that. It might have been Call of Duty or something. Well, that's crazy, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, they had a lot of good announcements though. They're making a Warcraft 3 remake, which a lot of people are excited about. If anything, I think they're excited about what we called in Counter or StarCraft, use map settings, where it was like the custom games.
Yeah.
I think people are more excited about that because that's where League of Legends and Dota came from, was a use map setting in World of Warcraft, I think. I mean, we had our tower and siege tank defenses in StarCraft, so I think there's the same thing like that in Warcraft. A lot of games really just came from messing around with use map settings, so shout outs to that, man. That should be fun just to see who's still out there making these use map settings. That'd be interesting to see. New Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm characters came out and got announced too, man. So they were flying high, man. They just had to kill it with this Diablo Immortal shit.
Yeah. And just to add on to the little butt hurtness, I'm reading an article and they said that the video has racked up 3.7 million downvotes compared to 500,000 likes.
Million.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Many of Call of Duty fans expressed their disillusionment with sci-fi elements of Infinite Warfare.
That's what it was. Infinite Warfare.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
But now it's Diablo. Or now it's Diablo that's taking the crown, dude. What a crown to have.
Yep.
Damn. That's crazy, dude. The internet speaks, man. The internet speaks.
Golly.
I mean, usually you could spin that, right? And turn it to a positive and say, hey, 300 million people know about our game at least.
The marketing is out there. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but they did their job.
That's funny, dude. I can see
marketing is killing it.
PR-wise, I know. Look at all these YouTube views, by the way, guys. Don't look at the likes, though.
Exactly.
Don't look at the thumbs up or down. Just look at the views.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I think people were most excited about was Classic WoW coming back. They're just gonna have Classic WoW included with people's subscriptions, where basically you can just play the first patch. That's just super slow paced and how people really remember the game and are nostalgic about it. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, man. We had some Raising Cane's, great chicken strips.
Woohoo!
Just talking about how maybe MMOs are dead. Maybe you can't really have MMOs like you used to have anymore. We touched a little bit of this on this earlier, and maybe this is why they're making Diablo Immortal too. It's just maybe you can't make too much money on that shit anymore, yeah?
Yeah, there's like a whole, I think, section in 4chan about like MMOs being dead, and they're going through a dry spell, so they're reverting back to like Terra, Guild Wars, and all the old school ones that are still kind of alive. And I think it is true, like you're saying, like they can't profit out of it. They only can keep a certain amount of players' attention span for so long, and then all of a sudden, the audience will die down and won't. They'll just drop off from the game, and then it costs a lot of money to maintain the maintenance of the game, make sure everything is still up and running. You have to pay, all the people, and so I think a lot of people are now finding it. There's no value in an MMO unless it's gonna take off for a really, really long time. Like Pokemon MMO, they should do that already. Dang it.
Because I'm 100% with you. Why would you invest a lot of time and money into making an MMO where you could put like $1 million worth of assets together on a free engine and you have Fortnite? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's exactly the idea they had with Diablo Immortal, is let's just throw together this mobile game real quick. I don't even think they made it. I think they outsourced it to a different studio. Like, let's just throw this game out there real quick and make a shit ton of money, which of course business wise that's cool, but for, I don't know how to describe it, maybe the sanctity of gaming, that shit kind of sucks, for the well-being of gaming. That shit is horrible. But times change. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we're just the old guard. Maybe we're just the old heads that don't like the way things are going. I remember when we used to think DLC was bad news and that would defer us from doing anything. And last week we were celebrating, oh man, Spider-Man DLC and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
maybe times will change. Oh, I don't think I'll change with the mobile gaming vibe, dude. I like to have, if I could, just have the whole home system surround sound THX shit around me, dude. You know? That's like my ideal gaming scenario. I don't know how you would do it. I guess people are on the go more nowadays, but nah, I can't be doing that, dude. I wouldn't enjoy Red Dead on a handheld like that, man.
Exactly.
Unless it's tied in, unless it's AR, just like Pokemon Go or something. But an actual console game or a game that's just on the phone by itself, nah, man. I gotta play that at home. Can't enjoy that nowhere else. So, good news and bad news at a BlizzCon. Mostly funny news, though. It's just
I
funny.
wonder, like, how he exited the stage. He just, like, walked away and no one was clapping.
I don't know. I kind of want to look up the video, too, man. I think in the beginning, too, I watched the video of him in the beginning, and he was like, I'm so proud to announce, and he was, like, crying and stuff, dude. Or, like, he was choking up. So, you know, he really believed that in that shit, man. So that's kind of wild. So yeah, now we're gonna get into kind of a new segment. Something I want to try to do. You know, sometimes I go around and I see stuff on the internet that I'm not too into. But I think in my mind, man, I wonder what Rick would say about this, because he's really into this stuff. You know, usually it's like some random anime thing, or most recently it's been games that Rick has been playing that I've never played before. So we're gonna call this new segment, is it a new perfect day or a cold cloudy day? Now for Rick, that might be the same thing, you know, but for the rest of us, like normal people, that's not the same thing, dude. So that's how we're gonna distinguish these two. So the first thing, this week, I guess the creator of Undertale came out with a prequel, sequel type deal called Deltarune. How is that on your radar? I know you haven't played it yet, but is that out there? Are you gonna jump in and download that and play it?
A new perfect day, because I would say that, you know, like, there's a lot of conspiracies going around of what happened in the world itself, the lore in the world, because they, you know, the creator like left hints and bits of pieces all scattered throughout the game that in order to really discover this information, you have to like really look and really I don't know, pull together your theories. And there's a lot of people that created these theories of like what happened to the world previously. And you said this was a prequel or a prelude to the
sequel,
next game?
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, or an alternate universe. At least we can get an idea of what possibly went wrong or what possibly happened in the alternate universe. If this was by that creator, then yeah, I would definitely check it out, because he probably saw all of the theories online, and you know, he's just trying to work upon them. You know, there's some where you have to like go into the file code in order to, you know, change some things of how the game behaves, and you can actually find stuff there. So I don't know, I just want to see if we can get to the bottom of everything, all the mystery. I think that's what makes the game awesome too, is just the mystery of the lore and how things came to be. So yep, it's a new perfect day. A hot, sweaty day.
A good thing. Which is a good thing. And my hope, my dream, my troll dream for this game is for the creator to look at all the theories and look at all how everybody says, oh man, the 100% peaceful run is the way you're supposed to play this game. My dream is for him to create the sequel called Deltarune. And in the sequel, the actual game, the actual canon of the game is you killed everybody. You didn't do the 100% peaceful run. So just troll everybody and said, "Oh, you thought this was the right way to play the game? Psych! It was the wrong way to play the game." Like, since you let everybody survive, everybody kind of killed each other and stuff like that. That would be funny. That's my wish for the game, dude. Next up is they revealed, or I mean, I guess we knew who was gonna play Geralt of Rivia in the Netflix live action adaptation of The Witcher. But we got to see him in full costume. Well, not really in full costume, but we got to see him in action. Rick, how do you feel about Superman being Geralt?
A cold, cloudy day. A cold, cloudy day. Abort. You know, it's like I saw the picture of the Twitter or whatnot, or there's a video, but I don't know. He doesn't even look remotely like the character of Geralt. You know, Geralt's supposed to be like a kind of like a older, middle-aged looking man, like a little bit wider chin. I don't know. It's just this one looks like he's just cosplaying as a character at Comic-Con, and he's got his own series. So you know he makes a good Superman, but not a Geralt. So it's pretty cold down here. It's a cold day. Back to you.
Thank you for that weather forecast. Yeah, no, he looks ridiculous. That wig looks horrible, man. I think in that video he tries to drink a potion to like maybe see in the dark or something like that. That whole thing is just a mess, dude. They ain't get it together over there. Maybe give him a beard or something. Didn't Geralt have like some?
Yeah, like a
shaggy... 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows? We'll see. I mean, people talk shit about castings all the time. I think this is the worst live adaptation we've seen, though. Oh man, but yeah. So what games have you been playing this week, or what game have you been playing this week, Rick?
How do you know I was only playing one game? I was playing multiple games.
Oh really?
No, I was just playing Red Dead.
Oh,
but
okay, yeah, same.
Basically, in Red Dead, I'm trying not to spoil anything really. I'll say spoiler if there is any, but I guess everything I'm talking about is kind of spoiler. But I'm only in chapter 3. And you know, like there's a where you eat that stew at in your camp.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad cooked like a meat stew with potatoes, and then while I was playing the game, I was just eating that stew and like trying to imagine myself, like role play as the character while eating the stew. And then before you before I knew it, I ended up getting my cowboy hat and bandana. I had a cowboy hat from a while back. It's like an authentic one, but it's pretty small now. Can't fit my head. And I was wearing it the entire time playing the game one day. And I had the bandana on, so I was like really I was getting into it. And I didn't realize when I was playing, the more I was playing the game, I was actually kind of imitating the way he was talking. You know, like at work, I'd be like kind of having that cowboy accent. So I was like, "How you doing, morning?" You know, like, "How's everything?" You know, like I was just randomly imitating the main character.
It's so funny you say that, man, because whenever I go to camp, you know, I'm dropping off some pelts or something like that, or I'm gonna trim my beard or something like that. Whenever I go to camp, I have to walk up to everybody and hold L2 and press square on them. You know what I mean? Say,
"Yep,
how's it going?" I'll let you get it to it then. You know, you just have those two like things that you say to them. And they might say the same thing every time, you know. Sometimes people walk up to you and like talk your ear off and shit like that in the game.
Yep.
But it's funny because just like you, when I'm at work, I do the same thing. I was like, "Good morning to you," and then someone will say something and then, you know, I'll say, "Guess I better get back to it," and then I'll just go back. So holy shit, dude. It's either we're imitating what they're doing in the game, or the game has become so real that we can't even tell the difference anymore, dude.
Exactly.
Like we're learning to socialize off of a fucking video game. That's insane,
off a
bro.
video game.
That's
Yeah,
insane,
I totally love that game. I just like, you know, initially I was very hesitant to like the main character because, you know, we grew up with John Marston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was always the badass that we thought the cowboy to be. But then, playing some more with this main character, he is like the kind of like the true alpha dog of the whole gang, and
Mm-hmm.
we're just picking up those real cowboy habits, especially like talking, socializing, and
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. But yeah, this game is pretty amazing. I was gonna say talk about something, but yeah, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, I'm not too much further from you. I'm on chapter 4 on the game, and man, the way they close up chapter 3 is fucking amazing. I thought the game, or I felt the game was just going through its regular paces, which isn't a bad thing, I mean, but you kind of saw the same story beats from Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's never enough. No matter how much you rob, you steal, there's never enough. You have to rob and steal again. And then at the same time, they paint the picture of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang as them being noble. Dutch always talks about, we only rob from who we have to rob from. We only kill who we have to kill. We're never hurting the innocent in anything. You know what I'm saying? And you feel that. You start to role play that in the game, where you only kill gang members. You try to avoid killing people because of your karma or whatever. So you start to feel that and believe in it too, right?
Yeah.
But the last mission in chapter 3 just kind of flips it all over on its head. As I'm not going to spoil what happens, but something happens, and basically the whole gang has to ride out, and get vengeance on something. And it's just wild, because then you start to see, oh shit, these guys are actually murderers and thieves and killers, dude. Like, they're not good guys at all. You know what I mean? So it starts to flip, and then you start to see that the different narratives in this game and the context that they put it in is pretty cool, man. Because the whole time as I was playing this game, I thought I was the good guys. Then you see a little glimpse of what it's really like. You're like, oh shit, okay, maybe they're not all cracked up like they're supposed to be. Maybe it's all not just fun and games and being cowboys out here. You know what I mean? It's like it got real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, it's going good. I think story wise, it's going good. I'm really concentrating on playing the story now. I'm not trying to hunt so much anymore, because I think I went to an area that was just full of spoilers, man. It was kind of horrible. I went up into the mountains, like far up north, and it's not in the snowy area, but there were a couple shacks, and there was like a village out there, and I was like, wait, I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet, dude. Because there's like implications that it might be a future maybe base or something important's gonna happen in these places. I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have looked at all this stuff. Now I'm upset. I just spoiled the game for myself in the game. So I'm really that's motivated me to concentrate on the story now. And for anyone out there, please concentrate on the story and what's in the immediate area. Don't really go out too far. I don't think it's worth it, dude. But yeah, hunting's been good, fishing's been good, man. Just so much wild shit has happened to me in the game, dude. I can't pinpoint it on anything. I think we spoke a little bit last week about how in this game you really just get to make your own adventure with what you want to do in the game,
Yeah.
You could grow your hair out, you could grow your beard out any length you want to. You can get dressed. Dude, I have a Joker cosplay. That's amazing, dude. I like a purple suit and a green vest. It's the best. I'm keeping it on forever, dude. I just don't know what hat to put on with it. But yeah, man, it's good times. Did you find that back room I told you about last week?
No, it was in. You said it was in Valentine area.
Yeah, it's in Valentine, behind the doctor's office. If you look in the window back there, you could see like the O'Driscoll little side operation in there, and then you could rob it. It's actually super fun. You should try it out, man. But you've left Valentine. I'm trying to think, man. Like, what else happens good that won't spoil anything for you?
It's bugging me. I was gonna talk about something, but I can't remember.
Was it your horse?
I did.
Was it?
That was one of them. A couple. Also, like the horses. I was chasing all of the horses, and I found like a really black horse. It was all black, and it was super fast. But the thing is, when I was chasing it, I chased it forever, almost forever, and I kept like running into crap, and that was super annoying when I was like tripping over things because you like fly. You fly from your horse.
Oh
So you have
yeah.
to get back on and then, re-chase the horse. And then I came to the point where the horse ran into the river and he's running downstream. And it was like kind of like cliffs, like waterfalls. So he like jumped down. I jumped down. I jumped off my horse and then I lassoed him. As soon as I got on his back to try to reel him in, he like flung me off. And then I like landed into the bottom floor of the river, and I was just chasing him on foot, and then all of a sudden he like bolted, and I was like pretty upset at that time. And there's another scenario. I think that same day too. That was when I did a mission, and then I was looting a horse, one of the enemy's horse, and it kicked me. And I remember you saying, be careful of the back, being behind it, and I was like, okay, I won't be behind it. It kicked me from the side, so I was upset. I was like, okay, whatever, like he's not gonna kick me again. I got up, he kicked me again. I was mad. So things happened. The horse was playing dead for a while because after okay, I killed the horse, so I can loot it. And what irritated me more was the horse next to it. I went to go loot it, and it kicked me too. So I said, fuck it. I'm not gonna touch any horse anymore. I'm not gonna loot any more horses for the rest of this game. But and then sometimes the mechanics of the horse like irritates me. When you like fly off, you fly off. So I was chasing, like I was on the cliffs far up north somewhere. I was on the cliffs, and I was chasing like a deer or an elk, and I managed to kill it. And what made me frustrated was, as soon as I killed it, it like started like sliding down the mountain, and then it fell off the mountain.
Oh,
so I was like, fuck, man, I gotta get this piece of crap. So I kind of like jumped down, and then I broke my ankles a little bit, but I was like, all right, sweet, I can grab skin the elk or whatnot and pick him up. And I was like realizing, I was like, wait a fucking minute, my horse is up there, and there's no way to go back up. So I like fed myself a lot of medicine, and then I jumped down with the cargo, and then like broke my ankles a second time, and then I barely survived. So I was like, okay, good. So then I killed myself, picked up the skin and all that, and then I called for my horse, and my horse was at the top of the mountain. And then I realized, I was like, oh fuck, dude, I can't get my horse. My horse can't come down. So I had to run for a really long time around the whole mountain, trying to find a way back up the mountain in order to get my horse. So that took almost forever. And I was like, dude, that was irritating part. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is, I didn't realize this. I just caught this today, but I didn't know you can be underweight and overweight from eating.
I didn't know that either, actually. I just found that's funny you mentioned that. I just found that out a little bit ago because it said I'm underweight. I guess I'm not eating enough.
Exactly, and it says like it'll affect you. And now I take like 5% more damage.
Really?
Because I'm underweight. Yeah,
I need to look at that. I know the game mentions you have to rest your horse too, so that's why I stopped using the main horse I've been using, and I caught an all-white horse, like the Count, like Dutch's horse, up in the mountains. I found him while I was hunting the legendary bison up there, the white buffalo or whatever it is. So I caught him, and here's the thing, right? I got an elk, so I had the elk skin on my, let's call it my OG horse. I had my elk skin on the OG horse. I wanted to put it on the all-white horse so I could bring the all-white horse back to the stable. So I was messing around. I put my saddle on the all-white horse too, and then I just made my other horse flee, thinking that, oh, okay, I can just go ahead and grab him back when he gets to the stable. Or you know how you could summon your horse at the stable if he's far away from you?
Yeah.
So I rode the white horse all the way back to camp, and then I dropped off all my stuff, and then I went to the stable, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh no, dude, did I just lose my horse? So I leave the stable, and I go back, and I see on the map my horse is still on the map. It says temporary horse. And at this point, dude, my OG horse, I've leveled him up to like level 4. He can drift. He can make sharp turns. He can like rear. I need to get my horse back, dude. So I had to ride all the way back up the mountain to get his ass, dude.
To get it, yeah.
Yeah, that took me forever, dude. It was horrible, man.
Yeah, and then it's annoying too. Like when you have a temporary horse in your camp and you have your actual horse. Like I whistled for my horse because I'm lazy in the camp, and it came to me. But both horses came to me. So when I was doing the mission, I had an extra horse following me the entire time. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, go back home. Get out of here. And that's all I was like, okay, after this mission, I'm selling you, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
pretty annoying
Yeah.
to have. Because I think I didn't even, you know, like have that, like, mount, or I didn't bring it back to the camp, essentially.
Yeah.
I, like, broke it in somewhere, like, super far away. And then after that, I was like, yep, no, I don't want this horse anymore. And I just left it there. So when I respawned the game, I don't know how, it like ended
It's
up
still
in
there.
my camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now it's like, horses of the game. Horse.
Organizing them. I think, I don't know, maybe they just didn't really do a good job explaining how you can organize your horses and, you know, keep them in a place everywhere. Because the same thing happens too with, so me, talk about role playing in the game. One of the small things I like to do, this is just for me, right? Is so double tapping L1. I know I told you about it last week, but if you have your pistol out or your revolver out and you double tap L1, you do a little revolver ocelot before you put it back in the holster, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a little flick of the wrist, but you know, it's enough. So I do that. Like every time I put my gun away, I do that. And then also when I'm in camp and I'm drinking and eating coffee, or when I'm eating this beef stew and drinking coffee, after I eat, I always grab coffee to drink. And when I'm drinking my coffee, I'll talk to someone, and in between talking to them, I'll sip my coffee. I'll just keep walking around, dude, and talking to people and sipping my coffee. This is like the RP for me. But another thing I do is, if I'm just riding around out in the wilderness, I'll wear my coat. But once I go into town, I'll change my outfits. So I'm just wearing a vest and a shirt. You know what I mean? It's just like my little role play here and there. They don't really explain that well how to save and store outfits on your horse. Because I was making all kinds of outfits. It would take me like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, I have to go all the way back to camp to change. That's bullshit, dude. You know?
Exactly.
You have to pay attention to the small stuff like that in this game, dude. Which, I mean, once you get the hang of it, it's great. Just the options you have are amazing. But the trial and error gets kind of crazy, dude.
Yeah, this is a little bit of spoiler too. I was wondering if it didn't really impact the game, but there was a mission basically, and spoiler alert for people who haven't like really got into the game, but you become, a sheriff, of a certain part of the game, and when you go to investigate, you remember where you have to investigate one of the families, and I think it's the Greys.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go into investigate, the original mission was Dutch was saying like, hey, go sneak around and see what you can get on these guys. But since I became sheriff, I just walked straight up to the gate and was like, hey, I'm sheriff, just let me in. And I walked right in without having to sneak around. I was like thinking, well, he gave me the mission before I became sheriff. So what if I didn't become sheriff? Would that change the mission to the part where I have to go sneak around instead of just walk right in? Because the first mission, Dutch says, go sneak around and, see what you can get. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden later, a mission pops up where you become a sheriff. But I did the sheriff first, and I ignored the other one, and then I was able to just walk right in as the sheriff.
Yeah. Let me think. Because I don't think it matters. Because the first thing you do, regardless, before you get into town, right, is you help capture those 3 guys on the remember where you run on the train? So that's the first thing you ever do. So regardless, I think from there, the sheriff, he's a Gray, so he's the one that tells you, or I think because I did the opposite of what you did. I did the mission in the house first, and I did the same thing. I kind of walked up to the front and said, "Oh, I know Sheriff Gray," and they're like, "Oh, okay, go ahead and come in." So
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
it matters. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering that.
at least for the
Just-
Grays, but for the other side, the Braithwaites, that's different.
that one I had
You
to
have
still
to sneak. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to sneak. And dude, go to the Braithwaite's manor at night. Like, just go to the front of it at night. It's the graphics really stand out there, dude, because you know how the trees are just all along the trail, and it kind of makes like a tunnel.
Yeah, like a
straight to
tunnel
the
way.
matter. Yeah, dude. At night with the lighting and everything, it looks amazing, man. Um, and you could tell too. I mean, Call of Duty's kind of guilty of this, and we always talk shit about them. So, I mean, we could admit that Red Dead Redemption just steals some of its cues, some of its scenarios from movies too. I mean, this whole part in the South is definitely, you just have Django Unchained on your mind the whole time, dude. Kind of the same thing with when you're up north in the beginning of the game in the snow. It's kind of like the Hateful Eight, you know what I mean? And then there's some other parts too that are coming up that are like different Western movies too, different scenarios. I mean, they did it in Grand Theft Auto 5 too. I think they had little side missions that were like movies as well. But yeah, and then that scene, just if you have time, just walk up that trail at nighttime, even on your horse. Just go up the trail at nighttime, and it just looks crazy, dude. I took so many screenshots, man. So many screenshots, dude. It's great.
Dude, as soon as I became sheriff and got my little badge, it matched my outfit so well. I was like, I'm the new sheriff in town. I was taking a lot of screenshots, you know. I was like, you better get on, man. We were all restless. So I was really role playing as sheriff. But then,
Yeah.
you know, something, I did another mission, and then all of a sudden my badge disappeared, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to get it back.
Yeah, you better cherish those pictures, dude. I don't think you do get it back.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. You know, at least we can at least put it on like a bandana or something.
Yeah.
Darn, missed that already.
Yeah. And I think of all the great things, oh, and you just get totally immersed in this game, right? I think what did it for me in the very beginning of the game, when you first get into Valentine the first time, I think I was just walking down the main thoroughfare, and I looked to my left, you know, there's kind of space in between buildings, kind of like alleyways, if you will. And there's like 3 guys in the side of the buildings, like smoking cigarettes or whatever outside the general store, you know. I hold L2 and I greet them, and all 3 guys on the side of the building kind of nod at me and say good morning. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is so real. Like, that's part of the shit that got me too. Oh, dude, I don't know if you've been back to Valentine yet, but I went back there recently, just, you know, to sell some stuff or upgrade my gun or something like that. And the gunsmith in Valentine had a big ass bandage around his head. And when I walk in, he says, "Don't think I'll let you blindside me again. I do not remember when I ever hit this guy, man."
Oh, I gotta go check it out now.
I don't know if that was part of a mission, like during that big gunfight you had at Valentine, or what.
And you fucked him up.
I know,
somehow.
I fucked him up on accident. I don't even remember. But I mean, for what it's worth, I was just shooting everybody in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
who knows, man?
Yeah. Shit.
I missed that part.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, the only thing I remember is we took the sniper rifle from him, and we told him we would pay him back. But yeah, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
But
all I know is I've been doing Deadeye a lot to assist my aiming. It's like in the other game, you didn't really rely on Deadeye too much. You know, you're able to pop off shots to like 10 people and then use Deadeye a couple times. But here, I'm like using it as soon as ambush. I'm like, yep, nope, Deadeye, activate, and then I like pop off 10 guys and then drink a tonic, and I'm like, Deadeye again behind me.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing because it's a little bit. I guess I'm totally biased. I'm gonna say the aiming is a little bit more realistic, where you are more shook. You know, if you get shot at cover does splinter up if you're hiding behind wood, and then when you aim your gun, you're a little bit shaky because you're getting shot at and
Shaky.
shit like that. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll say that more than not, you'll be using Jedi. But yeah, man, I love how you can just paint your targets where you want to shoot. You have that kind of time frame to do that. I think these guys like kidnapped this guy's wife. It was just a side story, or just a side mission. Someone I met on the road. He's like, "You gotta save my wife." So I went into the house there, and you could hear her like screaming from down the road. You know what I mean? And the guy's like, "I'm gonna gut you," all this stuff. And I just walk in the house, dead eye, and it's slow motion, them turning around to look at me, and I'm like, "Let me put one in your head, and then in your head," and he just let go of the dead eye. It goes boom, boom. So satisfying, dude. That shit is so satisfying, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, not enough can be said about this game. It's so perfect, man.
Yeah, I like the little side mission, not side missions, but the little people that are randomly you stumble across. There's the latest one I came across was like two guys, and you get your typical response: "Get out of here!" Just get out of here, or we'll kill you. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Defuse the situation with my options. And then I kind of took a couple steps away, and I was like, wait a minute, what are they doing? They're hammering something. Like normally, people are at a camp, and they're just minding their own business. But they were like just hammering something, and I was like, what the fuck are you guys hammering? And then I was like listening into their conversation, and they're like, haha, that sheriff couldn't catch us. We jacked his horse, and we have his safe. And I was like, wait a fucking second. So I put on my bandana, and I was like, all right, I'm about to be a robber. So I was waiting. I was about to shoot him, and I was like, wait a minute, the safe is still not open. And then it took like a couple seconds, and then they broke open the safe. And then as soon as they broke open the safe, I like dead-eyed and killed them both. And I went in, I looted all of their bodies and what was in the safe, and I was like, yep, this is a good haul today.
Dude, you did better than me, man. What I did after they told me to leave, and I realized it was a safe too, I think I just threw a piece of dynamite in there and blew all that shit up. And then when I walked up, I was like, oh, hey, there's money in the safe. But I took the money out.
See, we played out the scenario two different ways.
All offense all the time, man.
I know.
What's crazy, too, I don't know if you've been really throwing grenades or Molotovs everywhere, but the explosive damage is kind of crazy. I think I was doing a bounty. I was hunting a bounty. And this guy was like one of the leaders of the Lemoyne Raiders, and they kind of hold themselves up in a fort, kind of like where you catch Bill Williamson, except this one's wood. It's in the woods, and it's kind of abandoned, and the door's open, so you walk in, and as you walk in, they all start appearing like on the walls up top, and a couple guys walk up in front of you, and you see there's a big Gatling gun up top too. And I'm just like assessing the situation. It's just like the ending of the first Red Dead, where I'm like, all right, how many of these guys can I dead eye before I get shot? You know what I mean? I'm like sizing all of them up. But the guy's like, you're in the state of Lemoyne, and the Lemoyne Raiders don't take no prisoners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think Arthur goes, are you whoever I'm hunting? And he goes, I may be, I may not be, but I know what you are, a dead man. And as he's saying that, I see a little red like barrel just to his left, right? And I dead eye and I shoot the barrel, and it says, you could take the dead body back for half the bounty. I'm like, oh shit, I killed him already. And then everybody starts shooting me, so it starts popping off like I'm killing everybody. And I finally, clear the place out. I start looting. I go up to get his body. He's like missing an arm and a leg, which the red barrel was like on that side. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is fucking crazy, man. Like the Lemoyne Raiders, I've fucked them up too many times. Like I drove past one of their camps at nighttime. It was like 5 guys and they were singing or whatever. So like, oh hey, I want to join in on the singing. And I ride up. They point their guns at me like, hey, we're Lemoyne Raiders. We don't know who you are, Yankee. Get out of here. So it's like, all right, whatever. So I turn around and start to leave. It's like, yeah, you better leave. I was like, bitch, you know what? So I go back and I throw a Molotov cocktail at one of them, and it catches all 5 of them on fire, dude.
Shit.
And I think they get one shot off at me. I take my gun out and realize they're all burning up already. And I was like, ooh, R.I.P. dude. And then all their tents start to go on fire too. I was like, oh my! I was literally standing there for 5 minutes just watching the fire spread throughout their whole camp. I was like, wow, this is fucking
Damn.
beautiful, dude.
I know. All it takes is for them to say, "You better get out of here." That's right. And I'm like, bitch. And I like walk away, put on my mask, and I'm like, it's on.
Oh, so I think that's just the most fun, just because you can shoot them up kind of indiscriminately, right? Like the gangs that you run into, the O'Driscolls, the Lemoyne Raiders, and then there's the people that live in the hills, right? The hillbilly people. Yep. So I think I told you a little bit last week, but I ran into their camp. They live in these caves and shit. And I knew it was their caves because there was a bunch of like dead bodies that were gutted. They had like heads on sticks and stuff in the front of it and shit. I was like, oh my God, this is their camp, dude. And I've just seen them robbing. They ambushed me a couple of times. They robbed $20 from me. So I was like, all right, I got to get my payback. So I've been reading and watching a lot of Demon Slayer recently, right? And I put it in my head like, oh man, this is like Demon Slayer, dude. I'm going to go into the cave. I can't let anybody survive, man. And I think it's just a small cave at first, right? But I go in and there's just a honeycomb of shit that you can go through in there. And I'm shooting, killing all kinds of people in there. And then the last guy is like this big fat guy with shotguns and some long johns. I was like, oh, boss fight. Just take him out real quick, dude. It was great, man. It was awesome times, dude. But there's just so much to do in that game, man.
Yeah. I'm just glad I got a better rifle too. A repeater rifle. I forgot what it's called. The volcanic. It starts with a V.
Mm-hmm.
And it shoots faster and all that. And it reminded me of the Winchester rifle from Red Dead 1. So I just like that pump action kind of rifle feel to a gun. When you dead eye with it too, and you hear just nothing but the sound of your gun going off, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like, oh my God, I'll never have to reload this gun ever because it's a pump kind of rifle gun. So I was like, dude, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Just have all the bullets, dude. If you ever see, like, if you do certain missions or run to certain people and you kill them and you see a golden, like, gun symbol on the map, pick that shit up because it's a rare gun, dude. I've been doing that all day.
That's the thing. I did that. We were talking about this earlier. I did that. But before I picked it up, I was like, wait, fuck, I gotta drop one of my own guns. You know, I was thinking, okay, maybe if I drop my gun, I can come back and pick it up. So I picked up the gold gun, and I went down outside the barn. I saw it on the map still. My gun was still there. I loaded the rare gun onto my horse, and as soon as I did that, my gun disappeared. And I was like, oh, God, I gotta buy another varmint rifle, so I hope it's a free,
so I hope,
or it's still on the horse.
I'm pretty sure it's on your horse. Yeah, scroll through and see if it's not on your horse. But it should be, I think. Because I've done that with like some of my pistols, and then my pistols were just back in my horse, so it should be in there. Man, so just a quick little tangent on hunting real quick, right? I'm starting to use my sniper rifle now. What I'll do is I'll kind of stand like in a spot and put bait down, you know, or I'll just like creep into a spot without riding on my horse so I don't scare everything around me. And I've just been doing so much traveling, right? There's this kind of valley with a river running through it, and it's beautiful. There's just flowers everywhere, and there's just deer drinking out of the river, and elk and moose running around. And I'm standing on this ridge just overlooking the whole valley. I have my sniper rifle out, I'm just looking around. And I see like two wolves. Just one's laying on its back, the other one is kind of playing with it, jumping around it all around. And I'm like, aw, that's cute, dude. But I totally need a perfect wolf pelt right now.
You're just examining them.
Yeah. So I kill one. I'm like, oh, and I just see the other one sadly walk away. I'm like, oh, I feel bad, dude. I feel so bad. You know?
You won't be alone. And you kill the other one.
Yeah, dude. So I didn't kill the other one because he got too far away before I could reload. And I wanted to get a clean shot on him, you know? So I skinned the wolf. I put it on my horse. I'm starting to ride away. And then I see the one red dot. And I'm like, oh, that wolf is back. He wants some more. So I kind of turn around. And then there's 5 red dots. And a whole bunch of wolves are chasing me. I'm like, fuck no. I just ran, dude. I ran. And I've been fucking up shots as well. So this one elk, I think I barely missed him for whatever reason and didn't kill him with one shot. And I know if you don't get a clean kill, then it's not even worth getting the pelt, you know? It's not going to be good enough to do anything with. But I kept riding, and it had like the paw print of, you know, where it shows the animal carcasses.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of it being black, it was white. So I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. So I rode up to it, and it was the elk I shot. And he was like just laying around kicking his feet because he couldn't walk anymore because I shot him. I was like, oh, God, I feel bad, dude. So I had to put him out of his misery, man. And I just kept his antlers and all that. The worst one I've had is, I don't know where I got it in my mind, but I thought you can kill a fox with a varmint rifle. But you can't. Like, varmint rifles are only for rabbits and badgers and shit like that. Smaller stuff, you know? So I see this 3-star red American fox in front of me, and I'm aiming my varmint rifle. I have an easy headshot on him, right? Take the shot. The crosshairs are white. I go, oh my God, I didn't kill it, you know? And it's still 3 stars, and he's starting to walk away. And I aim again. I put on Deadeye, shoot him again with the varmint rifle. Crosshairs show up. They're still white. Like, oh my God, I haven't killed him. I kind of give up because he's too far away. And all I could hear him say, like, I just hear the fox in the background go like crying and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, no, dude. I didn't even chase him to put him out of his misery, dude. I just felt bad. Fucking hunting, dude. So crazy, man. But have you run into the stranger mission where I think it's 2 guys arguing about something, and they do a quick draw, and one guy kills the other, obviously, right? And then everybody's watching, and then the guy that wins is like, anybody else have anything else to say? You know? I jumped in that shit so quick and murdered him. I was like, draw, boom, 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 boom. Just fuck this shit up, dude. Have you done any of those yet? Like any of the quick draw things yet?
Not yet. Just the target practice. There's some I've been ignoring because I thought they're like good Samaritans that are, you know, but there's some where I didn't know what was going on. Like there's a bunch of, I don't know, people standing around, and they're like, I hope you hit it well. Did you hide it well? And I was like, what the fuck? And I went over there, and then I killed them, and I was like, okay, what did you guys hide over here? And I didn't know what the point of that mission is. So there's some missions I don't know, you know, I really don't know what's going on. And if they seem good, I ignore them. But if they're like, you know, trying to break a safe open, then I'm like, okay,
grenade.
Put on my my bandana, or next time I'm gonna grenade them.
Yeah, you don't even have to wait for them to open it. Yeah. But the quick draw in this game is a little bit different. The first time I had to quick draw challenge someone, which I think you got the stranger mission for. It's the guy that wants to write that book. But yeah, you got to run into all like the famous shooters in history or whatever, and a couple of them you have to do draw battles with, right? It's kind of different. Where I remember specifically in Red Dead Revolver, remember you had to hold or pull the joystick down and then pull it up, and then you got to put your marks in. It wasn't like that in Red Dead Redemption, was it? I don't remember.
No. It was just mainly like doing their Deadeye kind of thing.
So
but
in this
one,
this one, it's different. So you hold down R2, and depending on how lightly you hold down R2, that like fills up a meter faster or slower. And then depending on how fast you fill up that meter is how slow time goes as you're drawing your pistol, and you can put in your marks on where you want to shoot the guy, right?
Yep.
Super confusing. I think the first time I did a draw with somebody, I got my ass kicked like 5 times before I knew what was going on, before I could figure out like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me, it was like saving someone. It's like, you gotta save them, and it's like, do it slowly. And then I messed up, and it's like, okay, motherfucker, do it real slowly. Shit, I don't know. And I messed up again.
Yeah.
It's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, because I think the first time too, I held down R2 just all the way down. So then before I was able to pull out my gun, the other guy like quick drew and shot me in the head. I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, man, I need to get better at that for sure. I wonder if that's gonna be a multiplayer kind of thing. That'd be interesting if there was multiplayer quick trial. But they need to bring it back to how it was OG, man, where you pulled down and pulled up. That was fun. Because then remember when you messed it up? Like if you fucked up the timing, you wouldn't pull your gun out. It would just be your hand.
Yeah. Yep.
You'd be pulling the trigger. There's nothing there. You just get shot up. Oh man, was that? Oh no, that was on like PlayStation 2, I think. I was about to say that'd be good on PlayStation Classic. Just fucking put Red Dead Revolver on that shit.
Yeah. Have you chased any witnesses too? That one becomes a little bit of a pain when you like do a crime, and then you have to go chase after the guy that saw you do the crime, and then like hog tie him or beat him or something.
It really depends, man. Sometimes. Because, you know, if you, like, yell at them and you press triangle, he goes like, hey, stop. Sometimes you could stop him. When you don't, that's when it does get annoying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
At the same time, too, I think that's the game's weakest point is any chase scene is just super awkward and clunky in this game. Once you get to Chapter 4, you're going to be spending a lot of time. Have you been to Saint Denis yet? Like the big there's a pretty big city all the way east that I think you're gonna get to after this chapter, and there's a lot of like chase missions. There's a lot of pickpockets in the city, and trying to chase them to get your money back is super annoying, dude, because it's just kind of awkward how you navigate stuff. Even if you're chasing something on horseback, like you said, just like riding your horse chasing them, and you know, it's kind of hard to follow the same path that the guy's doing, you know?
Exactly. And then for like a good, I don't know, like 30 seconds, they're kind of matching your speed, so you'll never catch up to them. And then all of a sudden you'll inch up closer and closer, and that's when you can use your lasso. And
that's what kills me, because I was doing this one mission where you have to chase somebody, and I think I got a silver medal on it, right? And the one check mark I didn't get was because I guess you can catch this person like within 2 minutes of the mission. I was like, what the fuck? There was no way I was catching this guy within 2 minutes. He was running his ass off. So I wonder, like, that's probably going to be the first YouTube video I look up is how to do that. Because I'm telling you, right now, I'm not trying to look at any YouTube videos, any Red Dead, anything online. Because I just know that first comment on anything is going to be a spoiler, dude. And the first screenshot I see is going to be a spoiler if I search something. So I'm like media blackout to Red Dead Redemption 2 on the internet, man.
Exactly. So I don't know. Like I even made my horse like really fast in its stats. Like I bought all the stuff to increase its fastness, but I'm like, I don't feel as fast. These random wild horses are running away faster than me, and there's people that when they run from me, they're still kind of, you know, matching my speed. I'm like, dude, what the heck? I don't know.
A bunch of adrenaline shots, man. Mash X.
I know. I like stabbed my horse like 3 times with adrenaline shots. I'm like, keep going.
Dude. Long live Red Dead. For this game, it's definitely worth the wait. I think we heard about it first in 2016, and they said, oh, it's coming out October 2017. Ultimately, it didn't come out till October 2018, but it is more than worth the wait, I think, for the amount of enjoyment we're getting out of it so far. So there's only more to come, dude.
Yeah, so far I only encountered one bug, and, you know, I thought that was okay, but this bug I just experienced today, and there's a mission where you're like kind of running away from guys in a wagon, and you know your duty is to shoot all the guys that are chasing us. But you know, for some reason I just wanted to put on my bandana, so I was stuck in an infinite loop of trying to put on my bandana, and the guy was like telling me, he's like, come on man, you gotta shoot these guys, I was like, yep, nope, we're gonna die today. I didn't know how to restart the mission or whatnot. I was like, dude, we're gonna die. Let's see how far we can get without me shooting anyway.
Oh wow, okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was the part where you're in a bar and you're running away, and so I had to don't put on a bandana basically.
Dude, this is not a spoiler. This is just speculation, but it's gonna suck watching all these guys die, dude. Because us playing Red Dead 1, we gotta know the outcome of what's gonna happen in this game, right?
You never know. These guys
A
could
lot of these
survive.
guys, a lot of these guys aren't in Red Dead 1, dude. So you gotta
never
know.
they could have left and found their civilization, so we don't know that. We totally don't know that.
I'm getting too attached, man. I feel
Nope,
like, especially
nope.
with Hosea.
Hosea,
Like,
that's the one I'm pretty attached to.
yeah, I feel like
He's like the dad.
he's like the angel conscience on your shoulder, and Dutch is like the devil conscience on your shoulder, right? I think speculation. I think that's like gonna be the turn in this game, is if and when Hosea dies or he gets captured or something like that. Like that's when the gang is gonna start to unravel. You know what I mean? Because
he's gonna retire and you're gonna not know what to do, and yep, that's what I believe it as.
Man, but it's so good. Like, exacting revenge in this game is so good. I think, like you said, you and I are kind of petty. If someone says, "Yeah, you better walk away," then we'll just go and fuck them up,
Yeah.
But situations get like super serious as you go on in the story, where you're like, I gotta kill everybody in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels so good to just all these guys that are punking you and beating you up and stuff. You're just like, all right, fuck you guys, blah blah blah. Just getting the upper hand on them and killing them, dude. So good.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
Red Dead 2. 10 out of 10,
pretty
dude.
good. Yeah, I've been pretty good not killing everybody. There's a mission where I was shooting everybody, people were shooting me, and then we were getting chased, and then all of a sudden I was about to shoot this guy, and then a split second he like raised his hands in the air, and I was like, "Yep, nope, you get to live today." And I just like shot everybody else.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I try to let people live. My karma is kind of stuck though, and I think not 3/4, like 4/5. Every time I get it high enough to almost reach the top of being a good cowboy, I like do something bad. Like I loot a stranger's body that was already dead, but just because he was a random person, I get negative karma for that. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
What?
I didn't know that. Even with the bandana on, I still got negative karma. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yep.
He's dead. He's a skeleton.
I know. More for me, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last thing. We're like talking about Red Dead way too much, but do you just talk about Red Dead all day, man? One of the stranger missions I ran into, so funny, man, is, I think you probably ran into him too, is this dude gets bit by a snake, right? And he's like, "Oh, you gotta help me. You gotta suck the venom out." I never sucked the venom out. I just gave this guy medicine,
Yeah, same here.
So I gave him medicine, and then I went into Rhodes, which is that town where the Greys are sheriffs and shit like that, right? He's like sitting out in front of the general store. He's like, "Hey, you saved my life. You remember me?" And Art's like, "Oh yeah, runs any snakes lately?" And the guy's like, "No, but I'll tell you what. I'll buy you any one thing from the general store that you want. Just one thing. Just tell him to put it on my tab." And Arthur's
Would
like,
you buy
"Are you
like
sure?"
the most expensive
Dude,
thing ever?
I bought a whole fucking dapper suit, man. I was like, "Ooh, this is $176. I'm taking it." And it was free. It was totally free. At first I was gonna buy some, I don't know, hair pomade or something, just something random. I was like, "Oh wait, does this count for the fucking whole outfits as well?" I'm buying it. So I bought like a gambler suit or some shit, man. Fucking amazing, dude. But funnier on top of that, I have run into him 2 more times out in the world. The same guy, always getting bit by a snake, dude.
Did you leave him the second time?
No, I save him every time, dude. I give him a health tonic every time. So I wonder where it's gonna end. I wonder if he's just gonna keep getting bitten. Because Arthur talks like, "Again, you got bit a second time?" And then the last time I saw him, he's like, "This is the 3rd time I'm saving you." You know what I mean? So it keeps up with it. So I wonder how far they'll take it. It'll be funny if they just keep getting bit, though. Oh, man. But yeah, Red Dead. 10 out of 10. Game of the year. 2018, man. In a year full of, like, great games. like God of War. What were we playing earlier? Monster Hunter World, Spider-Man. Like all these great games just coming out this year, and this one is a late entry, head and shoulders above the rest, dude. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough during the Game Awards, man, to see who wins. It'll be a real, like, you can see where the politics are in video games, man, to see who wins Game of the Year this year. It'll be interesting.
Whoever paid the most.
Exactly. But it's hard to see like what we're gonna play after this. You know, I mean, I know we talked about Resident Evil 2. I mean, I'll definitely play that. Kingdom Hearts 3 eventually, somewhere down the road, we'll play that. Maybe Ghost of Tsushima, we'll play that. What was the other samurai game?
Sekiro.
There you go. We'll play that.
VR. We're gonna play a lot of VR.
Oh my god, VR, dude.
Yes.
Did you watch that video that Dustin sent us from?
No, I said that.
You did? From League of Legends?
Oh no, I did not. Oh, that Dustin said that.
Yeah, those League of Legends Worlds.
The AR stuff
was this weekend.
Yeah. Dustin said, yeah.
And they had an AR K-pop band singing the theme song. That was kind of crazy, dude. Because that shit
was
looked
crazy.
Damn near real, for real.
That's
dude.
what happened with I think
Hatsune Miku, right?
Hatsune Miku, yeah. So
that's insane.
Yeah, it is. That's why gaming is gonna be coming soon. I think,
dude,
they should do that with Pokemon, live fucking Pokemon.
We're gonna be in Cyberpunk 2077 soon enough, man.
Hell yeah.
Where it's like entertainers won't even be humans anymore. They'll be robots or AR type shit. That'll be crazy. Damn. That'll be crazy, dude.
That would be.
Sheesh. What a world. What a future we have in front of us, dude. But yeah, I think that's it for us, man. You got anything else?
Not that I remember yet.
Nothing else? That's a cold, cloudy day or a new perfect day, dude?
Today was pretty hot, so it was a cold, cloudy day.
It was hot fucking yesterday, man. Yesterday was fucking horrible, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shout outs. Got the shiny Gengar yesterday, dude. I was super quiet when I ran into it, dude.
I know! You're just super quiet. I was like, huh? What?
But it's nothing special. He's like a little bit darker than the regular, or a little bit lighter than the regular Gengar. Whatever, Gengar's my favorite Pokemon, so we'll keep rolling, dude. But yeah, that is it for us this week. Just more Red Dead to come in the future until something good comes out. I did try playing Hollow Knight a little bit today, just to, you know, break the monotony a little bit. Just wasn't fulfilling, man. I couldn't, you know, greet or antagonize anybody in that game. So I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm going back. But yeah, that is it for us this week. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
If you get bit by a snake, make sure you suck out the venom in that game, especially in Oregon Trail.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.